When a narcissist realizes they've utterly lost, this is some horrible ways they'll react. Welcome back. Our brave excursions are fueled by your everlasting love and support, and this time we venture boldly into the shadowy recesses of the narcissistic psyche. To begin this trip, we need your assistance. By subscribing to our channel, enjoying and sharing our video with your loved ones, you may follow our fascinating trips. Additionally, if you want to learn more about narcissism, don't be shy to enroll in my comprehensive course, Narcissism 101. Unmasking the red flags, charting your escape, and architecting a life reborn. You may find a link in the description that follows. Here we are in the chaotic aftermath of the inevitable demise of a narcissist. Assume that the narcissist, who was formerly blinded by their own ego, is now aware that they have lost all that is significant to them. Take some time to process it since it is important, but if you secretly experience any sense of justification or a glimpse of optimism, come along with us as we journey over this turbulent terrain. At the core of this catastrophic occurrence, the narcissist must painfully acknowledge that they have lost a key resource, you. The impact of this knowledge goes well beyond a single connection. It rips apart the entire web of relationships that has been created through time, unraveling it thread by thread. Let's not sugarcoat it. Narcissism leaves a path of ruin, destroying every relationship in its wake. Unwary victims become entangled in the narcissist's intricate web of deceit and subversion. You may not have known the truth when you first made the link, but you do now. Be ready for additional information to come as you absorb this one. Picture this. The narcissist is brought to their knees in ultimate defeat. In their moment of anguished weakness, they're forced to confront the hard truth they're no better than anyone else, no omnipotent superhuman. Every aspect of their life unravels, and they're left surveying the wreckage of a diabolic existence filled with manipulation, deception, and counterfeit smiles. They missed out on opportunities, obliterated relationships, and created chaotic lives. Only now do they realize the inevitable conclusion of such a life: emptiness and estrangement. But let's not forget the victims of the narcissist's relational terrorism, left to pick up the pieces of shattered lives. Healing for these individuals takes unparalleled grit, unwavering perseverance, and a willingness to confront pain head-on with tenacity. It's a slow and agonizing journey that never seems to end. Yet, with each step forward, autonomy is gradually regained, freeing you from the manipulative narcissist chokehold. Yet, amidst this harrowing struggle, a crucial question lingers. Should you forgive the narcissist for the savagery they inflicted upon you? Or is forgiveness an elusive, impossible ideal? But before you can even consider such inquiries, you must first face an arduous journey ahead, one littered with trauma bonds, lost friends, and perhaps even relocating to start anew. Nonetheless, don't lose hope. With determination and resilience, healing is attainable. Let's be real, forgiving a narcissist is about as likely as seeing pigs fly. These insidious creatures use manipulation to worm their way into your heart, taking you on a harrowing expedition down into the depths of despair, leaving behind decimated lives in their wake. If you knew the kind of vortex of doom a narcissist truly is, would you ever have embarked on such a perilous journey? The response is an emphatic no. They flourish on inflicting pain and devastation, leaving a legacy of broken souls in their wake. As they move from one individual to the next, narcissists are well aware of the devastation they leave behind. Eventually, their irresponsibility will catch up with them, and they will comprehend what they've lost. It is satisfying to see them receive what they deserve, despite their presumption. However, it is difficult to see it this way when you are still entangled in the trauma bond. You may have hoped for resolution, for the narcissist to acknowledge their abhorrent behavior, but you know that they don't care about you in the least. Moreover, when a narcissistic relationship terminates, it is not truly over. They wait in the shadows, biding their time until they spot a moment of weakness and come back to dispose of you like yesterday's trash. It's a grotesque, predictable pattern, and they'll always be on the hunt for a new victim to use and discard. Narcissists don't go thinking about you because they miss you. Those thoughts are not a sign of regret or remorse. They're merely trying to preserve you as their prized resource, a shiny trinket that feeds their insatiable ego. If you're involved with a narcissistic partner, prepare for a battle in the courtroom. They won't relinquish their grip on you easily because they understand your worth. You're everything they need to fuel their unwavering sense of self-importance. You're light, love, and empathy. But don't be fooled. They don't genuinely care about you. It's time to face this. A relationship with a narcissist can be a black hole that sucks everything from you, leaving you drained and depleted. They'll consume you in every sense of the word, feasting on your energy and stealing precious years of your life before you have time to blink. And here's the bitter truth. When you end things with a narcissist, they won't miss you as a person. They'll feel the void you once filled in their lives as a source of supply. One that they'll quickly replace with another unsuspecting victim. But even so, they'll be acutely aware of what they're missing out on, always assessing and comparing you to their next victim as they move on to their next hunt. Your relationship with a narcissist was unique, special, and invaluable, but not in the way you may have expected. To the narcissist, you were simply their light, the thing that kept them going, supplying them with your emotional availability and constant presence. They knew you made them feel good, financially supported them, and listened to their narcissistic babble without flinching. But to them, you weren't a partner, just a tool to fuel their cruel needs. Once the relationship ends, brace yourself, because the narcissist will come hoovering back soon enough. Ever heard that term before? It means they've lost a source of supply or need a new one, and they want more of what you can give. To them, you were like a drug, a precious substance that kept their fragile ego afloat, and they'll do whatever it takes to get you back under their thumb, promising the moon and stars and showering you with sweet words, but it's all a facade. They want you back so they can punish you, manipulating you into an infinite cycle of anguish, pain, and suffering. Do not be fooled. Don't let them succeed. Keep in mind that narcissism is a permanent trait. They'll hoover anyone, anywhere, so it's up to you to break the cycle and take back your power. Do you think a narcissist will ever look back and acknowledge their mistakes? Sure, they'll glance back, but admitting fault, never. In their eyes, they're superior to you, and everything that went wrong was your fault. End of story. But seriously, how often did the narcissist ask for forgiveness and mean it? Or show true remorse? Did you ever see real tears on their cheeks instead of just crocodile tears? They had a way of dangling promises of change in front of you like a carrot on a stick, but it was all a word salad, leaving you with nothing but crumbs. In the end, you gave everything while they consumed and consumed, like a bottomless pit. And here's the kicker. In the beginning, everything was a rush because they needed to rope you into their twisted game. But over time, their response time would slow down, making you second-guess yourself. Was it boredom? Another source of supply? Who knows? The lesson? If a relationship seems too good to be true, listen to your instincts. There's probably some kind of game being played, and you don't want to be the helpless pawn. Keep your eyes wide open and shield yourself from the glare of their manipulative games. When the narcissist had you in their grasp, they engaged in a variety of manipulative diversions, drawing all the right strings and pressing all the right triggers. If you're being honest, you'll admit you were riveted to your phone, praying for a text message or phone call. However, even when they did react, it was often with a single, sometimes misspelled sentence. It seemed as though they had lost interest. And here's where it gets worse. They were constantly messaging other people and carrying on lengthy dialogues, while you were limited to one-word replies. Why did everyone else receive complete sentences, but you only received fragments? The answer is that they have moved on to their next victim, my beloved. They are continually following the same pattern, just like they did with you. Cutting all ties with them is the only way to escape this never-ending cycle of tyranny and manipulation. Otherwise, you run the danger of being rejected by them. You won't be able to put a stop to their terror over your life until that time, and only that time. Eventually, they'll realize what they lost. As they keep up their toxic behavior, they start to lose relationships with their children, business partners, and friends. People start seeing through their facade and don't want them at events anymore. And don't get me started on the so-called friends that everyone brings up when talking about narcissists. These friendships are just for show, nothing more. But you know what? They can't keep up their act forever. At some point, the mask slips and others start seeing their true colors. They'll keep ruining relationships, either now or later on. That's their game: destroy and move on. But you want to know why some people don't realize they're dealing with a narcissist? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First, maybe they do know but are terrified to say anything because they'll become the next target. Or they don't spend enough time with the narcissist to see who they really are underneath that facade. It's just that easy. Don't be fooled by someone who tries to charm their way into your life. Keep your eyes open and your heart protected. Let me tell you, the majority of narcissistic abuse occurs when you are alone with them. Whether in the car or at home, they lose their disguise and transform into a demon. To maintain the appearance of an excellent person in public, everyone is winsome and affable. But behind closed doors, they torment you emotionally, spiritually, and monetarily. The narcissist will realize that they have lost you, however, and the situation will improve. They will not acknowledge it because they believe they are superior to everyone else, but they were well aware of your capabilities. However, they used you and discarded you like trash. However, you know what? You are now stronger than you have ever been. You emerged victorious, like a phoenix from the ruins, as the finest version of yourself. The narcissist has lost the game at this point. While you're living your life to the utmost, they're out there destroying relationships with other unwitting victims. They will eventually realize that they lost, and oh, did they lose. You have this under control, and you are not alone. Maintain a confident demeanor and always rely on your instincts. Until next time, let the healing begin.
So everyone, before we end today's session, let's summarize this video. Before that, join us in our quest by subscribing to our channel, sharing our video, and exploring our comprehensive Narcissism 101 course that you can find in the description box below. So, in the throes of defeat, narcissists experience a catastrophic reality check, the realization that they have lost something significant. This knowledge goes beyond a single relationship. It tears apart the entirety of their web of interactions, causing a profound sense of loss. Narcissism leaves behind a trail of destruction, destroying every relationship in its wake. Unwitting victims become trapped in a convoluted web of deceit and manipulation. At the outset, these victims may not have known the truth, but eventually they come to a realization. This realization is brought about by the utter defeat of the narcissist, who is now painfully aware of the emptiness in their life. They survey the wreckage of a diabolic existence filled with deception and counterfeit smiles and realize the inevitable conclusion of such a life: emptiness and estrangement. But let's not forget the victims of the narcissist's relational terrorism, left to pick up the pieces of shattered lives. Healing for these individuals takes unmatched grit, unwavering perseverance, and a willingness to confront pain with tenacity. Forgiveness is a distant dream for most survivors. Narcissists are renowned for their manipulation, destroying lives, and leaving behind a legacy of broken souls. Their tendency to return to victims, driving them into an endless cycle of pain, is despicable. Do not be fooled by their promises of change or their sweet words. If you are involved with a narcissistic partner, prepare for a battle in the courtroom. They won't relinquish their grip easily because they crave your love, light, and empathy, basically everything that fuels their ego. But don't be fooled. They don't genuinely care about you. It is everything about them. You are everything that they want and need to keep their fragile ego afloat. That is what matters to them. Once you depart from your relationship, they will come offering you back. They have lost control and need a new source of supply. This relationship with the narcissist can be a black hole, draining you of everything good. So you get consumed by their endless needs, and before you know it, years have gone by. The truth is that the narcissist will miss you, except as a source of supply. You were just a precious substance that kept their ego afloat. They will always be comparing you to their next victim, and it is a grotesque and predictable pattern in their twisted games. The majority of narcissistic abuse takes place behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. They will maintain their usual affable nature in public, but when in the closed door, they become demons, tormenting their victims emotionally, spiritually, and even financially. It is only when victims are entangled with narcissists for a prolonged period and spend time with them in private that they eventually see their true nature. The narcissist will suck the life out of any relationship, leaving it depleted and drained of all good things. The narcissist will eventually realize their loss, albeit denial being their preferred coping mechanism. They will never acknowledge their faults because they see themselves as superior. But you know what? You're stronger than you have ever been before, emerging victoriously like a phoenix from the ashes. So ultimately, the narcissist will lose while you live your life to the fullest. However, they will keep hunting for new victim to ensnare, but you will have moved on. It is up to you to break the cycle of terror and manipulation and reclaim your power. So don't let the narcissist disturb you again, and until next time, let the healing begin. I hope you have a nice day, everyone.